guys, today we're going to be talking about the official final balance changes for Clash Royale for March 2024. We're just going to talk about my thoughts on it and just tell you guys all the changes if you guys already don't know. So first we got a hit speed nerf to the Evo Knight by 8%, so he's going to hit a lot slower. And then damage multiplier is reduced by 9%, so he's going to do less damage as well. And I think this was a good nerf for the Evo Knight because, to be honest, all the Evos are just really good. And I think especially the Knight is like one of the stronger ones. And I just think this was well deserved. So that's what I have to say about that. Next we got a nerf to the Little Prince. So his range is going to be reduced by 8%. So he can't hit from as far, which is basically, so what that means is like he can't hit from as far, yeah. So it's gonna go from 6 tiles to 5.5, which I think is a good nerf. Maybe not big enough, but I'll take it because this card is extremely strong. And if you saw my balance change suggestions video, I did request for this card to be nerfed, so we got that. So thank you, Supercell. But yeah, this nerf it's definitely deserved, so that's what I have to say. Next we have a nerf to the Evo Royal Recruits, which are also really strong. Their damage multiplier is being reduced by 6%, so they're gonna do less damage overall. And I'm fine with that too. It's just another strong card. Like, most of the Evos are just so OP, so anything to nerf the Evo cards is absolutely fine with me. As you saw in my previous video, which actually got a lot of views compared to my other videos, and I did get a lot of hate in that video, but anyways, if you did watch that video, you'll see that I requested all the Evo cards to be nerfed, or at least most of them, so I'm happy that I'm seeing a lot of Evo cards being nerfed in this balance update. So next we have a nerf to the Goblin Giant, which is interesting. A 3% HP nerf, which is pretty small, but who knows, this could affect it a lot. I'm not sure. You know, I'm pretty indifferent to this nerf. I don't think Goblin Giant was too strong or needed a nerf, but overall, I think it was a pretty strong card compared to other cards, so I'm okay with this. Plus, this means we're just going to see less Sparky, so I'm fine with that. I don't like Sparky. So next we have another Evo card, so we're getting a nerf to the Evo Bomber. Just his bounce distance is going to be decreased by 17%, so 3 tiles to 2.5 tiles. And again, I think this is a good nerf because it's an Evo card, it's very strong. And I know they're supposed to be strong for like a reason, but at the same time, if they're too strong, I feel like it just ruins the game, so it's good to have like a nice balance. Next we have a nerf to the Graveyard, which to me was very interesting to see because I don't think it deserved it really. And I know I'm a Splasher player, so I might seem like kind of biased, but I genuinely don't think Graveyard deserved a nerf because I just don't think it's like super strong in the meta right now. It is pretty like outdated, and like I don't think it's like super dominating the meta. Like, we really don't see that much Splash Yard going around, so I feel like this is kind of unnecessary. But basically the duration is getting nerfed by 5%, so it's gonna go from 9.5 seconds to 9 seconds. I mean, it's not that big of a nerf, but just I think was unnecessary. Next we have some buffs to Evo cards as well, so this is gonna be a little interesting. So the Ice Spirit Evo version is getting a 33% buff to its radius, so it's going from 1.5 tiles to 2 tiles. I think this is a huge buff because that's a whole like half a tile difference, so I think this will definitely make the Ice Spirit way stronger than it already is. So, you know, I'm not too mad about this. Like, it's just Ice Spirit, like, it's whatever. And then another interesting one is an HP multiplier buff to the Valkyrie, so a 15% increase. So yeah, this buff is definitely going to make her way stronger, and we're going to see a lot more Valkyrie than we already do. So get prepared for seeing a lot of Valkyrie. But yeah, don't really care too much, but we'll see how it plays out. Like, maybe it is going to be like way too strong, but right now it looks fine to me. So next we have a buff to the Magic Archer. So his first time hit speed is getting decreased by 13%, which basically means he's gonna hit the target or whatever he's hitting way quicker when he spawns. So he's just gonna hit it faster for the very first shot, if that makes sense. So I think this is gonna be a pretty good buff for him. You know, I already think he's a strong card, so maybe this wasn't too necessary, but I guess Supercell thought this was a good idea, so I don't know. But don't really care too much about this balance change, but honestly, yeah, I don't think it was necessary, to be honest, but whatever. So next we have a buff to P.E.K.K.A. So Miss P.E.K.K.A is getting a 33% range buff. So this is actually a really big buff. So basically 1.2 tiles to 1.6 tiles basically means P.E.K.K.A is going to be able to hit her targets from way further away. So now she only has to be 1.6 tiles away to reach her target. So this is going to be a really big buff. And I'm kind of scared because, I don't know, I usually counter P.E.K.K.A with Archer Queen, so now she's going to be able to kill the Archer Queen faster. So I'm kind of nervous for this P.E.K.K.A buff because that's a pretty huge difference in range. So I'm actually pretty scared for this. She could be really strong after this buff. That's my prediction. Next we have a buff to the Golden Knight. So he's getting an ability cooldown buff. So minus 27%, which means now after you use the Golden Knight's dashing ability, you only have to wait 8 seconds before using the next ability instead of 11 seconds, which is a big difference. That's 3 whole seconds difference. So I think that's actually going to be a huge buff for the Golden Knight, which, you know, I'm okay with. Golden Knight is not, I would say he's one of the weaker champions right now. So I think this buff could potentially make him very strong. Then we have another champion here as well. We have a buff to the Monk. It's an HP buff by 8%. So his health is just going to be much higher, which again, I'm okay with this. Monk is not the most strong champion right now. It's not the most strong card in the game right now. When I play Clash Royale, I barely see monks, you know, maybe a few times, but these days I've never seen monks, so maybe this will help the usage rates. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people use him, but just from what I've personally seen where I am at ladder. So this will probably help, and he's not a super strong card right now, so this buff is okay for me. I approve. And then lastly, we have a rework to the Goblin Drill. So this is an interesting rework. We got a lot of different changes here, so let's go through them one by one. So first we got a buff to the duration, so by 11%, so it's going to last 10 seconds instead of 9 seconds. Then we have another buff to the first spawn time, so it's going to take 0.5 seconds to spawn instead of 1 second, so a 50% decrease. So this is a buff because it's going to take faster to spawn. So yeah. And then to balance this rework, they did a nerf to the HP by 9%, so it's going to be less tanky and more easy to kill, I guess, with a fireball or any spell. It's just gonna be just way less HP, which I think is, like, it's fine. Usually, like, I don't really have much to say about reworks because it's like there's so many different things they change that you actually have to see it play out for you to actually, like, form an opinion on it. So I have no idea how this is going to affect the Goblin Drill. So we'll see about that, but, I'm not too worried about that. Goblin Drill is never, like, a card that I'm, like, scared about. So, yeah, those are the balance changes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. For the most part, I'm okay with these. My only issue is they didn't touch Mega Knight, they didn't touch Firecracker, they didn't touch Evo Firecracker, they didn't touch Hog Rider, they didn't touch Evo Skellies. So I think these are, like, some of the main cards that they should have focused on because they're just, like, really OP. So that's my only concern. But it's Supercell. They don't care. They don't listen. They just do whatever they want. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching, guys.